Hi, welcome to Area Analysis 3. I'd like to take a little brief look at the Elizabeth. We're going to take a little look at the Elizabeth Warren story because it touches on some issues that are of intellectual importance. So basically what happened was Elizabeth Warren claimed to be Native American. This is something that leftists do. They inflate their victim fashion. They'll fluff up their victimhood feathers in order to attract more victimhood attention and inflate their victim status, which is actually victim status is a lot like financial status or social status. It has the same effect. It raises up your ability to access funding, access attention, access friendliness from other people, access sympathy, and it grants you entry to a lot of communist run areas of our society, like colleges. It gets you in the door, so it's very much like if you've ever seen House of Cards. The character is a sociopath, Machiavellian sociopath. So a lot of leftists are sociopaths in that they use this system that we currently have in order to game their way through things. I'm not saying that's what Warren is, but I really don't give a shit about Warren. I used to like her back when I was like a leftist, whatever. But anyway, I'm not going to take it personally right now. With her, I don't think she's necessarily a bad human being, so I think she's just kind of dumb. But so basically, the left has a sort of like, if you've ever played Europa Universalis or like Victoria 2, in the game, the political parties have policies that they set, and the left has a policy on race, on the existence of race, whether or not race exists. It's their explicit doctrine. It's the doctrine that the left has chained itself to. And they're sinking like a fucking a rock to the bottom of the ocean based on their inability to get away from this bullshit lie that they've committed themselves to. It's so beautiful because there's this meme called the NPC meme. It's so accurate too. There's something about this subject that people just can't take. It's like you see people go from like normal human beings to like zombie robots in just a split second. It's like the light clears out of their eyes. It's like, Jesus, you people are like, I don't know, like whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so Warren, she did a DNA test, and these Native American groups are saying she doesn't qualify as Native American, and so she doesn't qualify as a victim. And it's kind of amazing because the implication here is that race exists, that identity is based upon race. You cannot identify as a Native American unless you are racially Native American, genetically Native American. Period. That's what they're saying. That's what they're fucking saying. And the left doesn't want to change their doctrine, because their doctrine is what's causing the problem here. It's not the fact that Warren isn't a Native American. Nobody gives a shit. No one really gives a shit. If the left would just admit, okay, yes, race does exist, it would go a long way to solving a lot of problems for them. They wouldn't have to play this game of pretending that multiculturalism depends on the non-existence of race. It doesn't depend on that. You're going to have to accept it sooner or later. I don't know why you wouldn't just do it now. The sooner the better. The longer you delay in changing your doctrine, the worse it's going to hurt you in the long run. The worse it's going to damage everything you stand for. And I'm not really completely against the left. I don't think like everything the left does is wrong. I think there's some good things about socialism. A little bit. The problem is that as soon as you start sliding to that side, a lot of times it gets too entrenched and it becomes dangerous. But that's what American democracy's for. It's to keep us out of that. So, but yeah. So, I mean, I'm really torn on whether to try to assist the left. I don't really consider myself leftist. To me, it's more, I only really care about my own situation and ensuring that I'm as empowered and well off as I can possibly be. I'm not concerned with socialism anymore at this point in my life. I just don't have the mental energy for it. It's too much. I'm a little bit interested in it. But I don't really have the for me, I'm more concerned with ensuring that the society around me reflects my values, and not having people on my TV calling me a racist, and the jobs in the businesses around me, and the music venues I'm interested in working with, and the music industry being so PC that people like me are purged and treated unfairly. That's what I'm concerned with. I really don't care about left versus right that much. To me, political correctness is the only thing I'm really worried about. So, I don't care all that much about. I am interested in the philosophy. That is a big part of it. Otherwise, why would I care about any of this? To me, it does come back to philosophy. It comes back to, like, the truth. Like, I don't want to have to spout bullshit because a bunch of soy boys get offended and NPCs don't know how to handle it, and don't know how to think. Like, it's not that hard to realize race exists. It shouldn't be that difficult, but these people have such a tension around it. I'm not here to babysit. I'm not here to teach you how not to have that reaction. Nobody. I can't do it, man. I can't babysit people. So, I don't know what to say about the Warren thing. I mean, it's sort of funny just how these Native American people have come out and said that, she's not Native American. And the left is even kind of starting to say, well, is she really? She's not fair. Well, then what standard is there, guys? Oh, that's right. Genes, race. That's what genes are. They're race. No, I'm not here to prove to you that it's so obvious, Race exists. If you think that just because the distinctions break down means that it doesn't exist, then then Elizabeth Warren is a Native American. That's what race is. That's how we think of it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not here to babysit you. I don't know how else to put it. You have to accept these things and start to think in a more rational way, and it will help you because you don't have to be hysterical about it. It's not a big deal. You don't have to be like, some far right person. You just need to stop freaking out about stuff. You're not gonna suddenly turn racist if you accept that race is real. Yeah, that's where I stand on that. Now, as for identity and its connection to race. So for instance, in this case, we're saying that you cannot identify strongly as a Native American. That's not it doesn't count. Yet Warren clearly does. It seems to me she identifies with the culture. I would assume. It seems to me she probably does have some part of herself that is affectionate towards Native American culture. I think that's probably pretty normal. I don't really understand why that would be a problem. Now, can she claim Native American identity status as sort of in an objective way? I don't think so. It's like, so that really brings the question, if she can't truly be a Native American, then can somebody in Paris who's not French ever truly be a French person? The answer is no. They really can't. And the sooner you accept that, the better, I think. Like, in my opinion, unless the definition of what France is changed radically, which I don't think should be done, then no. I think that's really the main conflict in today's world is like defining the nation state and what it means to be a member of a nation. That's like the biggest. I don't have the fucking energy to like go into this right now because it's very complicated and very like stressful. Because I consider what I would say is this: I identify with my genes somewhat. Like, I don't think they're the most important thing to me, but I'm not going to ignore the fact that like I'm German, Irish, Italian, and Polish. I try to leave the Polish off sometimes, but and Welsh or whatever, and I understand that affects my way of thinking and the way I act. I don't think it's completely coincidental that my behavior patterns are the way they are, and when I'm around other people who have a similar background to me, there is a sense of understanding between us that I don't feel in general with members of other groups. And I do think that that is partially a genetic thing. It's partially not a cultural thing. Like, everyone thinks it's just cultural. I don't agree with that. I think that's scientifically and rationally false. I think it's bullshit, basically. It's clearly bullshit. Biology does play a role. It's not just, everything's not just cultural. So whenever I hear these fucking professors like dancing around this, it's the most annoying fucking thing in the world. Like, it's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb. The lying, just the like blatant lies. Like, I have this book on behavioral anthropology, this course, and this lady opens it up like talking about, we discovered that race isn't real. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you a scientist? I thought you like are you seriously gonna say that? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, it's just cultural. How did that get into the scientific community? What a fucking load of trash. It's a joke. It's a complete joke. Obviously race is real. Obviously it's genetic. Obviously, if you have even a slight understanding of what genes are, you understand race. It's not complicated. It is not a complex thing to understand. Now, yes, obviously the line is blurred. In everything, the line is blurred. And I'm not saying culture doesn't play a role. So all these people get so offended by it. It's like, shut the fuck up. No offense. Just shut the fuck up. I don't care if you're offended. Shut the fuck up. It's a fucking fact, dude. Why should I give a shit? It's a fact. And these little bitches, they get so pissed off about it. Like, pissy. Pissy little bitches who can't handle basic reason. Basic facts. It's not something you need to get so caught up in, guys. It's just reality. It's just the way things are. It's not a big deal. It's not something to get so crazy about. God, shut the fuck up, you know? Shut the fuck up. Please. You're making yourselves look like idiots. In like the Democratic Party, this is a prevalent disease of thinking in the left and in the Democratic Party that is harming them, because if you think it doesn't matter, I've got news for you. It does. It makes you look stupid, and it leads you to irrational conclusions, irrational ways of thinking that undermine you. But I'm not going to help you with that, because I don't really care about the left. I'm not here to help the left. That's not what I'm here for. The left can go fuck itself. The Democratic Party can go fuck itself. Every last one of them. Everyone who supports that, I don't care. It's, do what you want to do. I'm not here to babysit you and give you tips on how you should improve your situation. If you sink tomorrow, I'd be happy. It would be a good thing. Now, but what I will say though is, with regards to this gene stuff, good luck, guys. Good luck. I wish you the best with that. It's not going to work out for you very well. So, the sooner you adapt, the better for you, for everyone else. I don't really have anything else to say that I can think of. I think that, people they're just little bitches about it. People are going to be little bitches, and you can't do much about it. You got to just kind of let them do what they're going to do. All right, see ya.